I always figured I noticed everything about my neighbours. Turns out I mostly noticed what they bought, not so much what they quietly stopped buying. Frank taught me that. Never said a word about it, though. He just stopped doing something. Took me 3 months to even catch it. Every Saturday, same routine. Coffee first, then down to the hardware store on Miller Street. Creaky screen door. Guy behind the counters probably been there longer than half the aisles. Frank was usually a few spots ahead of me in line. Same kind of cart, more or less. A few washers for a leaky faucet, something for the garage, maybe a birdhouse kit he'd probably never get around to. And every time, he'd pull out that same folded piece of paper from his shirt pocket. Corners gone soft from being carried around so much, checking things off while the register beeped. Didn't think twice about it, honestly. That was just Frank. Until one Saturday, the list looked thinner. Figured maybe he just needed less that week. Then it was thinner again the next Saturday, and the one after. By the third week, I caught myself actually watching for it, waiting to see what he'd pull out. That's when it hit me. I wasn't just standing behind Frank in line anymore. I was watching a man change, quietly, one folded piece of paper at a time. That night, I ended up standing in my own garage. Wasn't looking for anything really, just standing there. Looking at the shelf where I keep all my stuff. Extra hinges I've never used, a box of screws from some project I gave up on, 2 summers ago now, I think. A hose nozzle I bought even though the old one worked fine. This one just had a better grip, or so the guy at the register told me. Did I need any of it? Probably not, if I'm honest. Couldn't even tell you if I wanted most of it when I bought it. I just remember walking down an aisle, something looking useful, and my hand reaching for it before my head caught up. Kept thinking about Frank's list, and I started asking myself, when's the last time I actually crossed something off on purpose? Because I'd decided I didn't need it. Not because money was tight, not because somebody told me to cut back. I couldn't think of one time. Not one. So the next Saturday I did something different. Didn't get in line behind Frank. Stood by the window instead. Watched him check off 3 things. Just 3. Folded the paper, slid it back in his pocket, same as always. But this time I wasn't watching Frank. I was watching myself. Just a few years behind him, that's all. That Sunday I sat at the kitchen table with a pad of paper. Didn't plan it, just kind of pulled it toward me. Started writing down everything I could remember buying the last few months. No receipts, just memory, whatever came to mind first. A pressure washer. A second ladder. We already had one, I don't know why I got another. A set of patio lights I put up in October and never took down. 14 things. Stopped counting there because my hand was starting to feel heavy. Then I got to the pressure washer and just stopped. Because I remembered exactly why I bought it. Wasn't really that the driveway needed cleaning. Tom, 2 houses down, had power washed his whole driveway one Saturday. I was walking past to get the mail, and he said, "Looks good, doesn't it?" Proud as anything. And I remember thinking, mine could look like that too. Bought the pressure washer that same week. Used it twice. I wasn't really buying a pressure washer. I was buying a driveway that looked like Tom's, just didn't know it at the time. Once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it. Half that list wasn't about needing something, it was about somebody else's driveway, somebody else's garage, somebody else's idea, I guess, of doing well. I sat there a long time with that list. 14 things. And under almost every one, if I dug deep enough, somebody else's driveway, hiding in it somewhere. somebody's kitchen renovation from a Sunday visit, a new truck in a parking lot, a co-worker mentioning, kind of offhand, that he'd redone his whole backyard. Can't remember ever sitting down and asking myself what I actually wanted. I just kept reacting. Somebody else moved, and I scrambled to catch up. The part that bothered me most, I hadn't even noticed I was doing it. Frank's list got smaller because somewhere along the way he stopped reacting, started choosing instead. Mine had been getting longer for years, looking at everybody else's driveway and calling it my own life. I learned that the hard way. Sitting there with 14 items in front of me, realizing how much of what I owned didn't even feel like mine. It was borrowed wanting, from Tom, from a co-worker, from some Sunday drive past somebody's new fence. Picked up the pen. Next to 7 of the 14, I wrote one word. Why? Wasn't crossing anything out, wasn't promising to give it all up. Just wanted to ask, I guess. That was the whole exercise. A few weeks went by. Nothing much happened, really. That's the strange part about a change like this. I was back at the hardware store the next Saturday. Picked up a tool belt, nice one, leather, good stitching. My hand was already halfway to my wallet when that word came back. Why? Stood there a second, actually trying to answer it. Wasn't talking myself out of buying it, just wanted an honest answer. Couldn't come up with one. No project needed it, just liked how it hung there. So I put it back. And, I don't know, it didn't feel like giving something up. Barely felt like anything, really. Just quiet. Walked to the register with empty hands. First time in longer than I can remember. And there was Frank. 2 people ahead of me. Pulled out that same folded paper. 1 item this time. Just 1. He caught me looking. Just nodded. Didn't say anything. Didn't need to. I think that's when I finally understood. He wasn't buying less because he had less. He'd figured out what was actually his. And I was starting to figure out the same thing. Started noticing it everywhere after that, not just at the hardware store. Checking my phone because someone posted something, not because I actually cared. Saying yes to plans I didn't even want, because saying no felt like falling behind somehow. Behind who, though? Took me a while to even ask myself that. Frank's list was never really about hardware. Mine wasn't either. Wasn't about the pressure washer, or the tool belt, or those 14 things on that pad of paper. It was about a question I'd stopped asking myself somewhere along the way. Is this actually mine? Or did I just pick it up because it was sitting in somebody else's life, and it looked like maybe it belonged in mine too? My wife noticed before I said anything. Found me standing in the garage again one evening, staring at that shelf. Asked what I was doing. Told her, taking inventory. She laughed, said that sounded like something out of a business meeting. Maybe it was. Didn't feel like one, though. Felt like the first honest conversation I'd had with myself in, I don't know, years probably. These days, when I'm at the hardware store on a Saturday, I still see Frank. His list's about the same size now, pretty short actually. Mine's getting there too. Still write things down, but now I cross off plenty of them myself. Not because I can't afford them, because I finally stopped long enough to ask. Maybe you don't have to.